Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Angelo Christian over here to want to talk to you today. We're going to narrate and go over the ultimate schedule to be a top producing loan officer. And I've been in the business for over 11 years and closed several thousand loans, and feel that from my experience that the wealth that I've accumulated, that I've built, has been off of this ultimate schedule. And I have to tell you, I haven't always done this schedule. It's something that I've kind of created toward the later part of my career. So I want to talk to you about this today because I think it's extremely important that you have a schedule that is consistent, that's very strong habits for a top producer in anything that you do. This happens to be with mortgage banking, originating, and closing deals. And so basically I have a printout on an Excel spreadsheet talking about this, and I just want to go into more detail about as far as the time increments of how I'm managing my day. And so it's very important that if you want to be very successful, that you jam your day with a bunch of different stuff, that your day's full, your calendar's full with all kinds of things that you're going to be accomplishing for the day that are important tasks, not minimal things like taking out the trash or ironing your shirt. That kind of stuff doesn't matter. What matters here is that if you're producing revenue, you're producing income, you want to stay focused. And so what I do, so when I first wake up, the first thing that I do is I'll write down my goals. What are my goals that I'm trying to accomplish? And for me, it could be, I want to make $1 million. I want to be the top producing branch. I want to go buy apartment buildings. I want to go and build a home. And I really think about those goals when I write them down. So it's very important that whenever I'm writing these goals down, that I'm not questioning it or wondering how am I going to do it. But that's the first thing I do, is write down my goals. What am I trying to accomplish? What are the main things, the most important things to me? Then I will quickly play my YouTube, my go-to, my power motivation videos. I want to get something very powerful in my mind right away, that's spiritual, that's uplifting. I don't want to have any negativity or any bad thoughts in my mind right when I first wake up. So I'll listen to like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, something that's very powerful, TD Jakes, whatever it is that's going to be uplifting and powerful and spiritual for me. And then I'll go and quickly put ice cold water on my face to get me ready for the day, and it kind of wakes me up and it helps to reduce a lot of the inflammation that us as human beings that we have. So I'll put that ice cold water on my face. I'll drink like a B12 vitamin C mixed with like a Monster drink to kind of get me juiced and pumped for the day. And then the next thing that I'll do is once I know what my goals are, what I'm trying to accomplish for the day, the most important task, I'll visualize that and kind of dream about my future, of what I want to be in the future, where I'm going, the home I'm going to own, the cars I'm going to have, the wealth that I'm going to create, that person, so I can kind of cast forward the person that I see, who I am. And I'll take a look at myself today and analyze the stuff that I've done, the prior day, and see if I'm in alignment with who I'm supposed to be. Did I do everything I was supposed to yesterday to get me closer to my goals? And so I'll think about that and reflect back and do an examination of myself to make sure that I'm on track to be that person that I aspire to be. I'll see the mansion, I'll see the cars, I'll see the island, the yacht, the jet, the helicopter, all the things that I want to own in my life, and make sure that I'm getting closer towards my goal. So I call it a dream session, where I'll dream for a little bit and imagine who I am, and then make sure that I'm changing. What do I need to change to quickly become that person that I aspire to be, who the true, real Angelo is? And all this will just take a few minutes. I'm not trying to spend hours on this, but just a few minutes in the morning to get my mind right for the day. That I need to exercise and take care of myself, and that I want to be lean and healthy and strong. And so from there, I'll go to the gym and I'll exercise. I run 3 miles a day and 5 miles on Saturday and Sunday, 25 miles a week. That's what I have to do, and I make it a must for me. And I love to do it. I've been doing it for over 2 years now, and every single day I'll go and run. And so, or I'll mix in weights, but something to strengthen my body, because you have to strengthen your mind, you have to strengthen your body. So So I'll go and I'll run at the gym, and while I'm running at the gym, I'll also be watching educational things. Like, let's say right now I'm really into Grant Cardone, and I've gone through all his books several times, and I'll watch, something on selling, on how to overcome objections, how to sell. So because that's an area that I want to improve on. And so I'll watch that while I'm running. So I'm educating, always feeding my mind with positive things. It's very, very important. And then, so I'll run for the 3 miles, then I'll come back home. And while I'm driving in the car, one of the things that I do that's very powerful for me is incantations. That's where you're at, extreme intensity. You're incanting who you are, your identity, power moves like Muhammad Ali. I am the best, I'm the strongest, I'm the most powerful, I deserve to be rich. And I'll do that at the top of my lungs because it empowers me, it helps to build me up, it makes me feel strong. So I encourage you to do that. I think it's very, very important to do that you constantly have that dominating thought in your mind that you're the best, that you're number one, and that nothing's going to stop you. And you have to do it with extreme emotion. And so from there, what I'll do is go ahead and start working on originating. Now is the time to start to originate and call leads and focus on, building revenue, building out my pipeline. So the first thing is I'll go from the top down on my queue and check all of my my leads. I'll call my new leads first. And when I'm originating now, I want to just have this, clean sweep mentality where all the new leads get called first, and they get called, twice back to back if nobody answers, and then also sending text messages to these customers too. Then I'll follow up with my application pending, the ones I've taken apps on to make sure that they got the emails and whether they're going to get their documents into me. Okay. Then I'll follow up with my pre-approved customers to check on them to see how they're doing. I'll be checking emails, and right when I wake up in the morning, I'll be responding to emails and checking for urgent things that I need to respond to quickly. I'll be looking for voicemails. If I need to return urgent voicemails where it has something to do with making a deal, I'll get back to those people right away. Anything that has to do with revenue creation, I want to be involved with. First thing after I've done my morning rituals, I want to be involved with revenue creation. And so for that first hour, I'll allow about an hour, maybe 45 minutes on originating, going through my lead queue, doing a clean sweep. Again, calling my new leads first, and then application pending, and then you're pre-approved. You want to work in that fashion. You want to go from the top of your queue all the way down to the bottom, and you just want to create a massive amount of frequency and originate as much as you can. Your goal is you're out there fishing, you're trying to get as much business as you can, try and drum up as much as you can. And so after I've gone through my lead queue, and one of the things, right when I wake up in the morning, I check my lead queue to see if there's any new leads that have come in. And I want to plan out to send them text messages or send them emails, because I know right whenever the time, I'm normally waking up around 4 or 5 in the morning, so I'm not going to call customers that time, but I'm going to check and see if any urgent emails came in overnight and plan my day for when I start calling around 8 a.m. that I know who I'm going to call. And so from there, after I've done a clean sweep of my lead queue, I've texted the people, I've emailed the people I want to email, I've called them. Then I'll work on calling my realtor flyers. So I'll contact at least 20 realtors on the flyer sheet, connect with them on LinkedIn, and send them an email. Okay. So I want to try and generate business from multiple legs of leads, not just a lead queue, but also my realtor flyers too. I want to contact them, go through that spreadsheet, call at least 20 people, and try and make as many connections as possible. From there, and I'll probably spend 20-30 minutes on that. After that, I will work through my power base and go through everybody that I know and check in on them and see if anyone else needs any help with either a refinance or a purchase. Call my my friend realtors, people at my church, family, whoever, check in and see if anybody needs help with any type of loan, because we do lend nationwide, so it doesn't matter where they're located. And all these people that I'm contacting, I'm asking for referrals. Okay, through the power base, through the realtor list, through my leads. Who do they know that needs our help, with our services? I want to ask for those referrals and get those referrals from those people. So through all this origination, everything, it's not going to take me more than 2 hours to get all this done. But it's going to be very productive. I want to have a high sense of urgency, be very positive, a high sense of enthusiasm, and really just trying to drum up as much business as I can. And and how I look at it, if I can get 2 or 3 realtors, get a few deals in, I've already made 5-10 grand for the day, and boom, I'm hustling. I'm off to a good start. I got a very good momentum. From there, Once that I've contacted for 2 or 3 hours and I've got some great gain, I'll probably get something to eat quickly at my desk, and then work on reviewing. I have the schedule here, and I've sent this to all you guys to review. But from, like, you probably around 11, 12 o'clock, the applications that I got in with documents, I'll review those for pre-approval, issue pre-approvals on those customers, connect them with realtors, and make sure that they're out there looking for a home. Then I'll meet with my loan officer assistant and my processor. I want to track my closes. I want to know where are my loans at in the process with the processing department to make sure that my loans are closing on time. I want to meet with my LOA, my loan officer assistant, to go over my pipeline to make sure that everything's moving accordingly. Okay, I don't want to leave it to chance or circumstance. I have to be accountable and make sure that the documents that have come in, that I review those a second and third time, like income documents, credit reports, because sometimes we make mistakes and it could cost the customer to get their loan. So I want to go back and check their income documents several times to make sure I calculated the debt ratio right, I have the income right, I have the proper program for the customer. All of these things are very important. So during this time between like 12 to 5, that's what I'm doing. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm gonna allow probably a 20-minute meeting with my loan officer assistant, a 10-minute meeting with my processor, and then go in and evaluate the documents that I have. I could spend up to an hour on that, making sure if I'm looking at 5 to 10 deals, checking the income, checking the credit to make sure that it's correct, and then getting those loans submitted into processing. If the LOA has contracts in and he has disclosures ready, I'm going to be calling the customer at this time and be going over disclosures to make sure that the customer is comfortable with the terms and the figures, and that they sign the documents and they get all their pending items in. So I'll be meeting with my loan officers to say, hey, where's Johnson's documents? We need to get those in. Is that loan, we got the contract in on Monday. The rule is you have to have that loan in the processing within 3 days. So, hey, if I was talking to my loan officer assistant, I want to say, okay, we have the contract in, so if it came in on Monday, I have to have that loan in the processing by Thursday. So in order to do that, I have to have a full file in advance. So if you know that customer is going to be putting an offer on a house this week, you need to check that file to make sure you have all the documents in, to make sure that whenever they go under contract, it can go quickly into processing. Because once that loan goes into processing, you only have usually 30 days to close the loan. You cannot be requesting additional documents. When it goes into processing, it needs to be a full file submission, so that way it can go right into closing like a rocket. You fire it right into processing, it can close. And so, between the hours of 12 and 5, that's basically, what I'm doing. So that's a very important thing that you want to do. Once 5 o'clock hits, I'll probably take a little quick 10-15 minute break, just kind of refresh my mind and get ready for the evening again. And this is something I do because I want to make extra income. I have in my mindset unlimited income, unlimited wealth. So I'll do a round 2 of origination. For me, that's what I want to do, because I want to make unlimited wealth, unlimited income in my life. That's how I see myself. That's where I project. So I'll go again for round 2 with origination from 5 to 9 o'clock at night. And so same thing like I did in the morning, calling all my new leads that have come in, answering the sales queue, going through the top-down scrub of the queue, new leads first, application pending, pre-approved, hitting anyone that I can, contact, call back, just trying to drum up and flush out as much business as I can, calling through my realtor list again, connecting them with on LinkedIn, checking with anyone, any critical emails or voicemails I need to get back to. So literally from 5 to 8 o'clock, that's what I'm focused on, trying to generate as much business as I can. And I'm really trying to bring in, my goal, if I look at, when I'm helping customers, I look at, okay, if it's a $200,000 loan, that's $2,000 for me, then I want to try and get 10 grand a day. I want 5 deals a day. That's my goal. I want to try and accumulate as much as I can. And so, from 5 to 8, it's uninterrupted, no BS, no crap. I mean, I'm making 100, 200 phone calls a day, just trying to generate as much as possible. And I'm not messing around. I take this as very, very serious, because this is my income, this is my life, this is my family, and this is what I stand for. So I'm just focusing on generating as much money, as much wealth as possible. So that's extremely important for me. And then after 8 o'clock, if there's anything pending, I'll go through any documents I need to issue pre-approvals on. I'll get those pre-approvals out to the realtors, talk to the customers, check in on them, And then from there, I'll just go through the day, see any mistakes that I've made, if there's anything I need to correct or get better on. I'll do a quick accounting of the day to see if there's any pending items that I've missed on my schedule, because basically how I look at it is that if it doesn't get scheduled, it doesn't happen. So I write down everything as far as what I want to put on my schedule, and I call it my pending items list, and I knock that out. I want to make sure if I have any pending items that I get those things knocked out before I go to the next day. I don't want to go into the next day with a pending list of stuff. And I want to focus on top tasks, things that are going to be important, that are going to drive revenue. And so to me, this is an ultimate schedule I've done. It's helped me create a lot of wealth and be very successful, and I want to pass this on to you. I encourage you to make this a must for you to adopt a very strong, powerful schedule with great rituals that will advance you to your life, to your future. So I hope that this was helpful, and if you have any questions about it, please come and talk to me. I am going to upload this so you can watch this every single day.